Alright guys, here we are in Anderson Mill Lane, heading to my house with FSD 12.3.3 driving and Grandpa. Alright, over here, our guest driver today
Hello.
is Mr. Peter. How you doing, Peter?
Good so far. The car is behaving for the most part, except for one time. Then we were supposed to turn left, but the FSD wanted to change to the right lane.
Fair enough, that's good. Alright, so I have a list of questions for you, Peter.
Okay. Okay.
So I missed a couple of questions yesterday, so I need to catch those up. So the first question I missed, what led you to EVs?
My grandpa.
Your grandpa? Thanks for that, dude.
You mean dad-in-law?
Father-in-law,
My
yes.
father-in-law.
Okay. So you didn't have any experience with EVs before then, or any interest, I should say?
Not really. I had a few coworkers who had roadsters,
Yes.
but didn't really actually see one live.
It was too ridiculous a price to even think along those lines. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right, since you don't have an EV, I guess you can only base it upon the car you're driving right now. So, driving this car, are there any two features that you really like about this car?
Definitely the FSD.
You like
Very
FSD?
nice. I like FSD.
Do you know what FSD you have?
12 point. I don't know what version. What's the
12.3.3.
Okay.
Okay. So you like the FSD, and actually for you, it's behaving pretty well.
Yeah, it didn't try to kill me yet. It's good.
That's true. All right. Is there anything else you like about the car?
Actually, the one pedal driving is very addictive.
Addictive?
Very addictive. Yes.
Okay. I remember you saying that before. It was hard to go back to your regular
Yes.
car.
It took a while to get used to using brake.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So, if you could improve any two features of this car, and I shouldn't expand it saying you could include charging network and whatever about the whole environment. Are there any two things you would like to change?
I mean, the FSD, if it could actually be so full drive that I can't, that I don't need to pay attention, like going to the right lane if it needs to turn left, those kind of things, they'll be very nice.
Okay. You want the real full FSD?
Oh, that would be nice.
Okay. Essentially robo-taxi. Okay.
Okay. And I confess that sometimes I have a problem with the turn signals.
You have a
Like,
turn.
because the lever always returns back to the original position, unlike a regular, more like your traditional car. So sometimes I have a hard time getting used to it. Like if I let's say I do the left, and then I need to cancel it, and then my brain has to think about what does it mean to return it to the regular neutral position, because it's already in the neutral position. So I have to just tap it up, and I have to actually think about that.
That's an interesting, but that's true. You do have to think about it. So what would you do if you didn't have a stock there?
If I didn't have what?
If there wasn't a turn signal stock? Okay.
I guess.
So to be fair, the new Model 3 and some of the newer cars don't even have a stock there.
Very interesting. Okay.
So if you ever came to that point.
But if maybe it has such a great FSD that I will never have to drive it myself.
Okay.
So no need to worry about it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. If you had an EV, what feature would you really want to add?
Really want to add? I don't know.
And you've
actually.
already kind of hinted
Yeah.
that you want the real FSD, but
Yeah, the real FSD will be nice, and then I don't know. Just still some of the things like these levers and some of the things behave too differently. So I don't know how much it is. I need to get used to it versus how much I would like them to behave more. How
you would like it to be more like a regular car?
Except for
Tesla.
except for the FSD part, yes.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So we kind of touched on this question, but you never fully answered it. So what car, if any, if you could pick any car and price was not an issue, having a wife was not an issue, what car would you get?
Oh, and after my wife would get her Model X and my son will get his Cyber Beast, I think I'll probably only have to get a Lamborghini, because what else?
Okay,
should I
so
add?
what Lamborghini would you be looking for?
I stopped dreaming about it already, so I don't know
Okay.
what's the current model.
So way back when there was a Lamborghini that you looked at.
Well, Murcielago was very nice, but
A what?
Murcielago, but that's a long
Okay.
time ago.
All right,
when that
fair
was
enough.
new.
All right, so that's all the questions I missed. And you already covered the other part about your wife and your son, so
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
cool.
for all practical purposes, Model X will be nice because it can actually fit the family and friends and all kinds of people. in there.
Practical.
Very practical.
Fair enough. All right, thank you, Peter. Okay, Peter, did you know anything about EVs 10 years ago? Or what did you know?
Not very much. A few coworkers at the time had Tesla Roadsters.
Tesla Roadsters.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
It was that's when I used to work at Apple. It's fine. I was an intern at Apple, and some of the full-time coworkers, I guess they get paid enough. They had Roadsters.
Fair enough, yes.
So that's all I knew. That Roadsters were kind of awesome. First time I heard of Tesla.
Okay, well, that's when Tesla started, more or less. The Roadster is the first car they brought out. Okay, wow, man. You should have bought one.
They don't pay interest nearly as well as
Well, I mean,
the full-time.
A few years later. Those
Sure.
things are worth a lot more now. Okay, wow, there you go. You never know what you learn from somebody when you ask them that question. Pretty interesting. All right, Peter, any final thoughts on the subject of EVs?
Yeah, this is a really nice car. It drives pretty well, but we'll see for us in the future. So
Okay.
we already bought our big SUV because we needed a lot more space, and then I guess we'll see what we'll get next when we don't need to buy such a big car.
Okay, so you just bought a Subaru Ascent.
Yes,
Okay, for the third round.
for the third row, we need
Okay.
a space to basically drive all 8 of us. Sometimes with our church friends.
Okay.
We can fill up the entire car.
So this is a Tesla Model 3. It's a Model 3 Performance, and it's from 2020. Okay. Okay, so I went back and reviewed. Here's my guest driver questions. And I got most of them, but I dropped a couple of them. So, okay, here we go. What led you to EVs? What are your 2 most favorite features of your car or manufacturer? What are the 2 features you do not care for? What feature would you like to add to your car? Presumably if you didn't have it in there. What car would you like to have if you could have it? What did you know about EVs 10 years ago? And any final thoughts?